Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matt and I'm back with more Kerbal Space Program Hard Career Mode. I'm sorry about the 2 weeks of radio silence, but I've been at work a bit longer than I planned, and then I haven't been near my camp last weekend, so there wasn't much, I wasn't really able to do a video. I tried to do one last Wednesday, but I realized that I hadn't saved the Sinatra in episode 7. So yeah, I didn't have the patience for rebuilding it then, or neither the patience nor the time. So yeah, I kept postponing everything, and now here we are. By now I have rebuilt the Sinatra, and I have warped to the next morning, so you see what I'm doing. And what I'm doing, or what I'm planning to do, is after sending Jeb to the moon and getting him back, to send Valentina on that same trip, pretty much. And for that we grab some contracts, one of them science data from space around the moon. The surface of the moon is still a bit further away. We need a heavier rocket for that. Visual surveys, however, around the moon are entirely possible, so we grab those as well. As I said, I rebuilt the Sinatra, and Valentina gets to fly it. Now I have to admit I'm not yet sure if I'll split this video up into 2 parts again. We will see. Yeah, I've set up the staging so that the LBT-45 fires together with the LBT-30, so I got some control over the craft right from the start. Or some more control actually, so it doesn't turn over into the wrong direction as much. It's still doing that a bit, but yeah. Also I'm going a bit fast here due to 4 engines firing now. But it's still controllable, mostly. And I have to check how high we get. 39, because I don't want to end up with an apoapsis of, don't know, 100 kilometers. If I can avoid it. Yeah, 76 is a bit better. Ooh, and we still got all our boosters. Now that we are coasting, however, I don't need the SAS anymore, I think. Oh yeah, where is the moon? There, we got it. Hello? There we go. The area we need to fly over is near the North Pole, so it seems we will need a polar orbit around the moon. which, if you remember the last episodes, might not be too hard for us to do right present, because we got a bit of polar movement going on already. We are in space. So I think it's time to use up our boosters, and there we go. See about getting that orbit. So much for the boosters. Now they're dead weight. So much for this stage. And now we got our final stage. Let's see if we can get an orbit before we get back into atmosphere. Atmosphere was 70 kilometers, right? Yeah. I wasn't sure anymore, because the music got a bit quiet. So I was wondering if maybe with version which was it, 1.3, Squad may have raised the atmosphere to 75 kilometers, but they didn't. Very good. Very good. Okay. So, to keep this episode from getting too long and boring, we time warp. Okay. No. Let's do the time warp again. We still need to go a ways. Okay, moon should be coming around anytime now. Okay, we've got plenty of electric charge, which is good. There we got the moonrise, which means it is time to burn, baby. I'm just gonna... No, I'm not gonna do a little trick. That's weird. When I'm in map view, I only hear my engine on my right ear. Okay, that should almost do it. Always want to use the left mouse button for rotating. What's that apoapsis doing? Yeah, I think I mentioned that in one of the previous episodes. I'm not doing anything. Engine is off. Reaction wheels are off. Or at least I hope they are off. No, nothing is drawing power. But my apoapsis is moving. What in the world? However, if I turn on time warp, it isn't. So, anybody know why that is? I'd be very happy for an explanation. One that I understand, so try to dumb it down a bit. Until then, we're just gonna time warp a bit. And we can't switch to Sinatra. Why can't we switch? Okay, now it's bringing in our apoapsis. There's probably some scientific reason for it. Hopefully a good one. But yeah, I may have told that story last time. When I set up an apoapsis or an intercept for Minmus, I think. In one of the previous versions of the game. And then I just left it running on normal speed, no time warp, and went shopping. When I got home from shopping, I was, or my apoapsis was halfway to Minmus. Though I have to admit I walked then, so that may have taken 2 hours or so. Or maybe 1. But still not something you expect. Alright, let's see if the moon overtakes us. Or, you know, gets close enough so we get captured. I think that should happen. I mean, it happened last time. Ugh. Ah, there we go. Lunar capture. Now we need to adjust our orbit, kind of thing. How do we burn? To the north, I guess. Yep, like this. Although I guess a bit to this side? No, wrong side. Okay. Just need to burn a bit more. Okay. This will take us through the moon, which is not exactly what the way I want to go. And this will take us past the moon. 20 clicks, yeah, that's That's good enough. Enough. Okay. Let's check our fuel situation. I don't think I want to risk a lunar orbit with that one. Although the way it's going right now, I guess we'd end up leaving Kerbin's sphere of influence, which is also not something I want to do. So I suppose it would be safer actually to risk Vel getting stranded in orbit around the moon, because we can try to get her back from there rather than leaving Kerbin's SOI. Still accelerated. So this area is right past this crater. Also not sure how close I need to be, but it just said above 11,000 meters. Ah, and I'm entering that area, which is nice. So we do a crew report. High over the moon, we transmit that data. And we got science data from space around the moon, which is a lot of fun, some science and some reputation. Another one, visual surveys of the moon, a lot of fun, some reputation. Oh! And the survey data from that area itself. Okay. We still have a ways to go there, so I'll just go back to the Space Center for a minute. Because I have to admit I'm greedy, and I thought there was something last time about an orbit around the moon, but apparently that one is gone. Damn it. Was it just a one-time thing? Come on. Wow. Everybody's stuck in orbit. Temperature scans from the moon. Can't do that. Temperature scans of Kerbin. On the surface, in flight above 19,000. Whoa. Rendezvous. Nope. Can't do that easily yet. Science data from this, surface of the moon. Won't happen. Won't happen. 4 tourists. Fly by the moon. Fly by Minmus. Yeah, as I said, I think I will on escape trajectory out of the moon. I think I will make sure that escape trajectory out of the moon doesn't turn into an escape trajectory out of Kerbin. Yet. No, that wasn't it. Huh. Okay. Okay, let's see. We need to slow it down a bit. Okay. That would be an orbit around the moon. And we got a sunset over the moon. In space near the moon. Okay. Sure, why not? And Bell can go EVA and do an EVA report just above the moon's midlands. No. I always hit F for boarding. Now I'm not yet sure what I'm gonna do with this situation here. Because one thing I could just bring into orbit closer, but I don't think I would have enough power to to escape the moon afterwards. Then I could just wait until the moon is on the other side of Kerbin and accelerate so I escape the moon, and that should get me back to Kerbin. Should. But again, I'm not sure if I got enough fuel for this. So, yeah. That would be a cliffhanger. Yeah. I mean, it's a short episode getting back. But maybe one of you guys has an idea or a tip what I could do, what I shouldn't do, because with an inclination like this, if I just get an escape trajectory from the moon, getting back to Kerbin is gonna be interesting, I think. We'll see. So yeah, I think this half-hour episode is a nice start after my longer absence. I have to admit, I'm not sure if I'll do a video on Wednesday, because yeah, I'm pretty much running into the same problems I've been running into last 2 weeks, which is to say, shortness of time. most likely due to work. Maybe I'll do a different game instead as well. As I said, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I guess we'll see on Wednesday. So back to the Space Center first. Right. Okay. So as I said, I'm not sure there'll be a video on Wednesday, and if there is, it might not be KSP. I have to admit, I'm not entirely sure there'll be a video on Sunday either, because it's one of those weekends where I'm not home until somewhere on Sunday, and since there is an 80th birthday on that day, I don't think that will happen too early. Then again, it starts with lunch, so who knows? But I think the latest well, you'll see a video from me again is in 2 weeks. If things go well on Wednesday or on Sunday. If they don't, like I said, 2 weeks. So until next time, thank you everyone and good night.